Good morning. It is Monday, July 5th. This is our beginning of our 10th day on trail. Just leaving the Clarendon Shelter. Got a close to 15-mile day to Churchill Scott Shelter and up over Killington today. See how far we get. Made it up Beacon Hill. Nothing like a half a mile, 500-foot climb first thing in the morning to wake you up. No views to speak of here at all. There's the airport beacon. We've reached Lottery Road, and I'm going to assume once upon a time there was a fence over here because there's a set of stairs to go over the fence, but as you can see, there is no fence anymore. Just reached Hermit Spring. If you look down there, looks like the water's flowing there, but we don't need water. We've reached Kiefer Road. When you come out of Kiefer Road, if you're heading north, you're going to turn left. There's a sign there in the tree, a white blaze. There's Tup going down the trail, or the road, which is the trail right now. And no real view. The mountains are in the clouds, but it's a beautiful morning right now. Coming up on Cold River Road. Give you a nice arrow there to let you know which way to go. Part of the Otter Creek watershed, Cold River. A little bit of a road walk this morning. Not too bad. Get over on the correct side of the road for safety. It's been a relatively easy morning other than that first climb. But we got Killington later well, we should be going up it still during the morning. I don't know if we'll make it up to the top before the afternoon, but and there's our double white blaze. So pretty soon here we'll be turning into the woods. There we go. Off the road walk, back on trail. So the sign says there's a vista. It's clear this morning. We're gonna go check it out. Trail's going pretty well so far, so we'll see what there is to see. And thankfully it doesn't look like it's too long of a side trail. Even better. Even got a sign letting you know what the views are. Shrewsbury Peak, Little Killington, and Mendon Peak. So to the right there, here I'll zoom in a little bit. Trying to find a clearer spot. That's Shrewsbury Peak. Kind of in the middle is Little Killington, that's where the long trail goes. And to the left there is Mendon Peak. Nice view, worth the little trip out.
This is the ATLT North, and we're currently at a stream crossing. This part of it's pretty easy. A couple years ago when we came, it was not quite as easy because all of this was flooded. Brock's going to be making his way across.
Definitely easier than it was a couple of years ago.
This was all flooded when we came through then. So we would have been standing at about 1.5 foot of water at least right here. But right now it makes for a nice little island or peninsula, and from this point we will be continuing on down the trail north.
So for those of you coming south and see this sign talking about bear activity at Clarendon Shelter, they have installed a bear box there now, which definitely seems to be helping. We spent the night there last night and didn't see any bears and had no problems. So if you are doing the Appalachian Trail, I know the sign is no longer completely accurate, but still it'd be pretty exciting to realize you only have 500 miles to go to Katahdin, but seeing how you'd already have well over 1,600 miles in so far. There's a registration box there, and there's another AT marker right there. And Tuft is going to sign us in because they helps them know how many hikers were coming through, and also if something happened, somebody'd know that we had come through here. River down below us. Believe it or not, that little stream caused a lot of this, well, it caused this washout erosion here with Hurricane Irene several years ago. It was pretty devastating to a lot of areas in Vermont. As you pan up, nice views of mountains. Trail's been pretty kind to us this morning. This direction we came from. And that's where we're going. So we're at the Governor Clement Shelter, and this is Zach. He's a ridge runner, which I've never heard of the Green Mountain Club having before, so I'm going to let him tell you a little bit about what he does.
Yeah, my name's Zach. I work with the Green Mountain Club, and I'm the Coolidge Ridge Runner is my official title, and I go from the Clarendon Gorge all the way to Tucker Johnson, and then all the side trails. So it's about 35 miles of trails and 6 shelters and privies. And unlike a caretaker, I don't have like a summit duty or a pond duty or something. I just kind of do informal talks. I do a lot more trail work, so I like to say I'm a one-man trail crew, but I'm really just doing trail maintenance. I'm not building anything. But yeah, I'm doing this from till October 15th, so if you're around the area, you'll see me.
All right, well, it was awesome meeting you, Zach.
Yeah, great meeting you guys too.
Have a good one.
You too.
So this is one of the steeper parts of the climb up Killington. Tup's doing her best Billy Goat impersonation. It's not a easy section, but I've never done it southbound, but I'll be honest, I think I'd rather climb up this than come down it. And that's where we're going. Couple blades to turn up the hill there. And that's the trail where we've come from. So there's the trail to Shrewsbury Peak. And we're continuing this way on the LT. Sign there. Sherburne Pass, Route 4. Now the long trail doesn't actually go over Sherburne Pass. So at mile 97 on the long trail, a little stealth spot just off to the left. If you're not wanting to go all the way to Cooper Lodge, and getting our first views of the summit of Killington. You can see the towers up there. There's a lodge over there to the right. There's a restaurant that you can go to. Not sure what their hours are, but it's a side trail. The long trail doesn't actually go to the top of Killington. It's about a 2/10 side trail, but if it stays clear, and we're going to be there relatively soon, I think we're going to do that. We'll see. And that's where we're going. So we just got to Cooper Lodge. It's the highest shelter on the long trail, and all stone. Coming in here, nice big picnic table, couple of bunks there, and then I'm gonna guess at one time there might have been a view out of here because this shelter's pretty old. Trees no longer allow for that view, but we're gonna go up to the summit, get a view, and maybe treat ourselves to a good morning of hiking. So we had some nice folks show us at Cooper Lodge. I'd never, always wondered how I could get, I knew there was a way to get to the restaurant on the other side without actually going over the summit. And we are currently on that air quotes trail, walking up some stairs now, enjoying some views, but yeah, it's a little easier than just going straight up the summit and seeing how it's a side trail. We figured I don't feel any guilt in what we're doing. Looking north towards all the mountains we get to climb. We're almost 100 miles into the trail. We just had an awesome lunch down at the Killington Lodge, and now we're on top of the second tallest mountain in Vermont, taking in the view, and pretty soon we're going to get back on the trail. We have reached 100 miles on the long trail. First time we've ever gone 100 miles on the same trip. So, woohoo! 172 to go.
Yay!
We might be losing our minds a little bit. It's okay. And here we go. So this is the Jungle Junction. That way it would lead you down to the inn at the long trail. It still actually counts if you do the long trail that way, is my understanding. But the new, about almost 20 years old, way of the long trails over here to the left. They refer to this as the Jungle Junction in your long trail guidebook, and also on the Guthook app. Here we go, down trail. We're at the Mendon Lookout, making pretty good time coming down the mountain. A couple more miles to Route 4. Beautiful day. Just got to the turn to the Churchill Scott Shelter down that way. We are continuing on. We're going to be at Tucker Johnson's shelter. We'll be at Route 4 in a little while. And we're heading down this way. There goes Tupt down the trail. So we're coming down to Route 4. And Tupt just noticed how the forest has changed, because we've been in mostly conifer type forest, and now we're in a lower altitude and we've got the hardwoods, and it's just a beautiful evening. Looking forward to seeing some friends, and this has just been a really good day on the trail. It's been a treat in several ways. So I'm just going to say that this is cruel and unusual punishment because we've been coming down to Route 4. And there goes Tupt. Now we're going back up. Come on, we're going down to Route 4. Why do we have to go upstairs? It's not fair. We are coming to Route 4. About to complete Division 5 of the Long Trail. Woohoo! Nice little bridge. There comes Tupt across it. Just about to the parking lot. One of the most dangerous parts of our hike will be crossing Route 4 here in a little bit. Alright, we are back on trail, beginning Division 6 of the Long Trail. About a mile and a half, I guess it is. Tucker Johnson thought it was only a mile. Well, whatever. We just had some treats. Some friends of ours brought us some trail magic, so just had an ice cream sandwich and got some ice cold water and a Dr. Pepper. And Tupt had a Arnold Palmer. So we're sugared up to make this last climb of the day. Coming up to the main junction. Over there to the right. Trail down to, well, former trail down to the inn at the Long Trail. The AT hikers go that way. One day I'm going to be going that way, but not this year. Right now we are heading north on the Long Trail. Tupt is pointing to Tucker Johnson Shelter. Just only half a mile away. And then we've got a couple friends staying there, our trail friends, and hopefully there's space in the shelter, but if not, we'll pop up the tent, no problem. Recap for day 10. In the morning of day 11, we hiked 18.1 miles to Tucker Johnson Shelter, met up with some of our tramley that we've been hiking with, and had a good night.